free to add them in the chat, and we'll be happy to take some of those toward the end. And I think Vero has some space during their presentation for a brief Q&A before the breakout session. So with that, I'll go ahead and move us into the HISIG introduction. And I think Thierry will go through our board members. Here's a quick agenda slide. We'll have, like I mentioned, the special guest from Orbtronics, Vero Biotech, and then we'll break out into our networking groups with the HISIG and PISIG introductions coming up next. So with that, I'll turn it over to Thierry for the HISIG intro. Thierry?
Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So, okay, so I want to introduce our HISIG leadership team. Our director is Arthur L. Edge, and he works at AstraZeneca, and the emeritus is John Thomas. Our VP, our deputy director is Dr. Ursula Sims, and our treasurer is Dr. Theodore Nicholson. Heading the programs zone is the programs chair, Dr. Tanika Jones, and our communications, Tony Black, and rounding out the team, we have myself as the academic chair, Sandra Jones as the membership chair, and the partnership lead with Ronald McCullough.
Thank you, Thierry. And we'll kind of move into what we do here at HISIG. So our mission is to promote development and implementation of innovations that will improve diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of injury, illness, and disease. And we're specifically focused on connecting members in NSBE that are interested in healthcare innovation with professionals in academia, government, and other areas of industry for career opportunities, mentorship, and professional development. So we've been working to advance R&D and commercialization activities as well. We have programming that helps recruit and retain members into the healthcare innovation industry. And we also have programs that work to educate and expose NSBE members and members of the Black community impacted by healthcare disparities to greater levels of innovation and career advancement. So one of the reasons that we're doing that, we know that the healthcare industry is a huge spending drain or strain or just output on our economy of over $3.6 trillion. And even with that spending, we're still looking at very high per capita cost within individual groups in our country over the averages of other developed countries. And so even though we're spending more per person, we're not seeing the same or better health outcomes as our peers in that space. So we think that the way to solve that is to innovate and to close the gaps in the disparity of care delivery and also treatment. And that's why we exist. So with that being said, if there are any questions about HISIG, you can reach us via email. We can put that in the chat. It's just healthcaresig@nsbe.org, or you can visit some of our other events, which I'll be talking about more later. And I would like to move to the process improvement SIG. So I believe Monique Lake will begin talking about how PISIG is engaging industry.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our event this afternoon. We are the Process Improvement SIG for the National Society of Black Engineers. And I have recently just came on board about a month ago as the communications director. And since then, we have added a few other members on the board, our social media coordinator, Stephanie Alika, who has been doing a tremendous job getting our information out there into the NSBE community and further. This is a slide that shows our leadership team, our board this year, and our our advisor for the SIG is on the meeting this afternoon as well, Brian Jackson. And he's done an awesome job filling our board and reaching out to all of us NSBE members who are participating on the SIG this year. And this is a slide that just shows our guiding principles with our vision, our purpose, and our mission. And we would just like to do as much as we can within NSBE to make sure that people know that our SIG is there for them for connection into consulting, into business, and to any other partnerships that we may engage in to grow our SIG and grow our membership and help them professionally.
Thank you, Monique. And I believe, Monique, if you could share the email in the chat with how to reach out to HISIG,
Yeah,
that would be helpful for the group.
All right.
Next, we have our special guests from Orbtronics, Shergon and Keegan. Shergon Rosary and Keegan Patrick. They're going to be presenting briefly on their company and kind of how they arrived and started working with NSBE as collegiate students. So Keegan and Shergon, are you all ready? Go right ahead.
Hello, good day. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you open up the slides?
Okay. Hi, good day, everyone. My name is Shogun Rosary. I'm a sophomore mechanical engineering major at Howard University, and I'm from St. Lucia.
My name is Keegan Patrick, a final year student, mechanical engineering student at the University of the West Indies in Trinidad, St. Augustine.
And today we'll be presenting to you about our new company, Orbtronics. So Orbtronics was, the idea for Orbtronics started way back when, and we feel that first we need to share our journey with you guys. So where we really started robotics was at a summer program in Barbados called SPICE. And that program, we participated in university level courses, and one of those courses was a course in robotics. At that program, we were required to create an underwater robot. And we created that robot using a kit from MIT, which is called the Seepage kit. And it was really grassroots robotics using basic tools. And from the ground up, we had to do all the soldering, everything from scratch. From there, after that year at SPICE, we participated in the first global competition. So the first global competition is the International Robotics Competition, and we were contacted by the Ministry of Education in our island to represent St. Lucia there. At that competition, there were 164 countries represented. And at that competition, Keegan and I really realized how far behind St. Lucia was in terms of the level of technological advancement, especially in terms of what our youth were being taught. So when we came back to St. Lucia, we decided that that was really something that we needed to work on. So from there, before that, Keegan and I journey were really one and the same. But after the first global competition, we split apart for a year. So I took a gap year, and during my gap year, I got to work alongside the Ministry of Education in St. Lucia, as well as the Caribbean Family Youth and Resilience Program, which is under a program under USAID. And during their mission was integrating robotics into the school curriculum. And I've been working with them, alongside them for about a year. I got chosen based on the proficiency that I had in the software, and during my gap year I got to host a range of workshops and competitions for that program. So during that gap year I got to work with 150 students as well to improve their abilities in both programming and technology. And during that year, Keegan went to you.
Yeah, so during my year at UE, initially started my engineering journey, and I got experience in using different CAD softwares like Fusion 360 and SolidWorks. We participated in different design projects, designing a household juicer, doing my first manufacture of a bearing puller when we go into the workshop. So this really gave me some hands-on experience and pushed me forward in my engineering studies and my degree. After that, after my 2 years, now that I'm going into my final year because UE is a 3-year program, um, we're now at this juncture where at the end of this semester and during the COVID times, we gave us some more free time for me and Zico to talk, and we wanted to get back to our core idea of optronics that birthed after that first global challenge.
Yeah, so what Keegan was trying to say is that a lot of our experience, through a lot of our experience, we had realized that St. Lucia, as I said, was backward in terms of its technological development. And Keegan and I already had the idea, but we really got off track because of how swamped we were at the time with school. And then COVID really opened up a time slot for us. And I brought the idea to Keegan about optronics, especially because of the experience that I had working during my gap year alongside all those students, as well as several other personnel in the Ministry of Education here. And I brought the idea to Keegan, and he was really the one that pushed me towards, he pushed me towards starting our summer program, which we currently have going on. So we're just going to tell you guys a little bit more about optronics and what we're doing.
Okay, so optronics, our founding mission, optronics is a technological company focused on developing St. Lucia's technical capabilities through STEM-based initiatives. Some of our first initial initiatives was our educational outreach program in the form of the Optronics Summer Program. Then afterwards, as a business, we plan to go into industrial process automation for small/medium-sized organizations, device and machine development, and also app and systems development. Next slide.
So really the Optronics Summer Program, the focus of the program was to expose students to Python programming as well as Fusion 360. And this Optronics Summer Program would culminate in the construction of a medical courier drone, which we believe would be used for the transportation of medical supplies from a medical facility to a quarantine COVID-19 patient here in St. Lucia. During the first 2 weeks of the program, students were taught courses in Python programming and Fusion 360. And in week 3, they actually began the construction of the drone together. In the final week of the program, students tested the drone and fine-tuned the flight plans to make sure that it was working well. The purpose of having this summer program was really to expose students to the same skills, the core skills that we feel that we were exposed to, that really pushed us in the direction of engineering, and which really helped develop both our professional careers and our educational careers. And we wanted to give other St. Lucian youth that opportunity to get there as well.
Yeah, excellent. To expand a little bit more about our industrial initiatives, firstly, our device/machine development segment, is kind of centered around us bringing a fabrication lab to St. Lucia. At that fabrication lab, we want it to be almost like a haven for young innovators, for young entrepreneurs to come with an idea of a product, and for us to have the right machinery, the right personnel to help them bring their idea to a working prototype or working product, that then we could start having conversations about how does this go from idea to the shelf or to the market. Also, the fabrication lab will be used to target our medium-sized businesses that are already in operation. It will be the backbone of our industrial process automation services and our device/machine development services. Hopefully, we're hoping that we have a few founding projects that we want to take on with the fabrication lab, including continuing prototyping our medical courier drone that we've started work on with our students. We have a project with a health and wellness resort. We also have a few projects that I've highlighted, the smart mirror, a peanut crusher, and a few replacement parts. But this gives a general idea of what we want to go into.
Yeah, and finally, the app and systems development segment of the company, that is a relatively small segment of our company, but currently we have worked on an app called App Ointment, which was basically a beta version of the app, which was used to connect both doctors and patients to help them secure a virtual appointment here in St. Lucia easier. We also have in the pipeline a restaurant, some restaurant apps, as well as, again, that partnership with the Health and Wellness Villa Resort to develop an integrated app and system for that resort. So yeah, and yeah, next slide. So we wanted to say thank you to NSBE and thank you to the host for having us to give this presentation today. And I really wanted to highlight a lot of our current projects that we have and that we're going to be working on. They really came to us by way of persons that we reached out to, or persons that reached out to us, who we were able to then network with. In particular, I participated in the Nimble program, which is a program under the HISIG segment of NSBE, and I was able to get in touch with Arthur, who he himself reached out to me so that we could have this presentation today. And for example, the Villa Resort project that we're looking to work on, again, it was through our networking with other personnel in the field who recommended us for that particular project. So networking has really been a big part of the growth of our company.
At this point, I just really want to extend a special thank you to Theodore and Arthur for contacting us. I also want to highlight how we see NSBE and Optronics moving further, as we hope that we could expand our educational outreach programs to not only the borders of St. Lucia, but also to the borders of the NSBE community, and maybe sometime worldwide. We have different skills or different programs as modeled after the Optronics summer program. And we're hoping that we could get as much support as we can from NSBE, not only talking like in financial ways, but with the increased network, we could meet a lot more technical persons that have skills that's probably outside of our scope, and make our program or our summer program a lot bigger than what we initially intended for it to be. Thank you again.
Thank you both. Very exciting stuff, and it's really cool that you all use the opportunities for networking to grow an innovative tool for yourselves and your community. So I'd like to move to Ray Russo and Vero Biotech. As I mentioned, Ray is the Senior VP of Commercialization, and we had the opportunity to meet also kind of due to networking. Director Emeritus John Thomas met with Vero, and also had an opportunity to meet with myself and a couple of other NSBE members, and we got a nice tour of their facility. So with that, Ray, I know that there's a couple of things you wanted to get to, so I think I'll share the video first, and then we can get into your presentation.
Unreasonably human.
Unrelenting.
We believe that exceptional is attainable.
And we will not compromise.
We need to break down the arcane barriers between patient and healthcare and replace them with simpler, more effective ways to reach people.
For the risk takers.
The excellent seekers.
The uncompromising visionaries in all of us.
Progress depends on the unreasonable. We somos Vero Biotech.
Hum Vero Biotech.
We are Vera Biotech.
Oh, look, my favorite audience liked that video, Theo.
Yes, you did.
Yes. Well, Theo, this is Ray Russo. Thank you for having me. We are thrilled to be here. Vero Biotech is just so eager to partner with NSBE. You guys have just done some fabulous stuff. And a real tip of the hat to the Orbtronics group. What a brilliant set of gentlemen. You guys have got an enormously bright future. I'd love to get to know you a little bit better. But let me tell you a little bit about Vero Biotech. I'll take a few minutes. What I wanted to share with you was that video. That was the first time we've ever presented that video. That video shows to you that we're seeking the unreasonable person. You know, all progress depends on the unreasonable man, as my CEO, Brent First, reminds me. And we at Vero Biotech, you know, we perceive ourselves as being that unreasonable person. You know, we're a very new biotech company. We were just literally born here in the last 3 to 4 years, and we just recently got our most recent product approved. I'm going to share that with you. But I think importantly, what we want to share is, go back one slide, please, Theo. Yeah, I'm sorry, go back one. So we're an Atlanta-based, one more forward, please. We're an Atlanta-based organization. We have about 170 individuals. We just came to Atlanta about 2 years ago from Florida. What you see here, quite frankly, is our senior executive team. Every one of those individuals has 20 plus years of experience in the pharmaceutical or biotech or medical engineering phase. What you don't see here is enough diversity. Quite frankly, we are seeking to broaden our scope, broaden our footprint. We want the future of our company to look like the people we service, to look like the partners we want to go forward with. So we're very excited about that. Next slide. So where do we live? We live here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're very proud to be across the street from Georgia Tech, and we actually source many of the brilliant people you saw in that video right from them. But importantly, we're looking for more folks. We're 150 employees and growing. We've got access to some of the best and the brightest in the world, and we're looking to grow into a large marketplace that I'm going to share with you in the future. Next slide. So what does that marketplace look like? Vero Biotech recently entered a $1.2 billion marketplace in the U.S. acute care market, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. And so we're very excited. We believe in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to be a dominant player in the acute care marketplace, providing this really unique and interesting product that I'm going to share with you in a second. Next slide. So what is that product? That product is something called inhaled nitric oxide. That's a product that actually serves little babies. It allows them to breathe more easily. It helps them develop their lungs. We are the first and only product in this entire category that, as I'm going to show you, is a tank-free product, a true innovation in the space that we're very proud of. Next slide. And here it is. This is the product. It's a simple delivery system. It basically uses a cassette and console. It connects to a ventilator. It gets mixed with oxygen. And little babies who at one time are actually little blue babies that are 34 weeks old actually become oxygenated and turn, you know, and have their lungs develop. It's really a beautiful thing. If you've ever been into a neonatal intensive care unit, or you have a sibling or have had a child that's in that space, it's the scariest thing on earth. Our ability to put this product in that space and serve those patients is quite extraordinary, and we're very proud of it. Next slide. You know, the magic of the science is in this little cassette. If you, all you engineers out there, and I'm not an engineer, I'm a commercial guy and frankly an accountant by training, but if you take a look at this, this is the innovation. That little liquid reservoir that you see on the left converts into 24 hours of therapy, and it's encapsulated in that little cassette. It's simple chemistry, and it's engineered for safety and effectiveness. We're very proud of it, and no one else in the space or in the industry has anything near like it. And we were proud to show Theo and John an opportunity to see our manufacturing site. It's world-class, state-of-the-art, and it's going to double in size in the next 3 to 6 months. Next slide, please. And here it is. This is a comparison of what our cassette looks like, a little 16-ounce cassette versus a multi-pound tank. You can imagine walking through a hospital having to carry those tanks on the right versus the simple, usable cassette that you see on the left. Truly an engineering marvel and a real therapeutic innovation. Next slide. Yeah, this is what we see. On the left is the current market leader. This product sells approximately $600 million worth of product, and it's this large, lugubrious, difficult to use system, and we've completely replaced it. So you talk about process of care and process improvement. We took all of that painful, difficult to use tank system that you see on the left and completely replaced it with our Genasil DS delivery system on the right. And not only did we replace the difficult to use tanks, we've actually improved the product. We have better dosing, safer standards, simpler setup. You know, our software engineers are simply world-class. We're very excited about that. And they help design and implement that innovation you see on the right. Next slide. You know what's important about the healthcare system? John, Thomas, and I have talked about this. You know, you have to improve the value proposition and the system of care. And what we provide is we provide a number of things. We provide safe and efficacious dosing, critical to the clinician. We improve the quality of care. You know, when parents sit in the NICU, they see this tiny operating device versus those large, difficult to use tanks. And these features translate into real clinical benefits. We're able to get babies out of intensive care more quickly. We're able to get adults who have cardiothoracic surgery out of the hospital more quickly. We're able to take cost out of the healthcare system. You know, that multi-trillion-dollar system, we're able to take hundreds of thousands of dollars of cost out of the system for each of these patients by this simple innovation. Next slide. And it's not only being able to deliver care, it's being able to deliver service and support. We've hired just a world-class number of employees, respiratory therapists, clinicians, emergency medicine physicians, systems engineers, chemical engineers. It's just been fabulous. And so as a result of that, we let everyone in the organization have deep knowledge about our product, and they can answer questions for any of the customers as they come up. So our medical information, our technical support, our training and development programs, and our inventory management are all coordinated and available at just a phone call away to the various customers we serve. Next slide. And it's not just me that believes that our product's better. What we did is we talked to the customers we serve. We asked 77 respondents, you know, is our product better? Is it easier to use? Does it provide you a unique benefit? You know, I'm the commercial guy. I want to hear from the customer. And when the customer tells you that you're doing the right job, then you know you've got a product that's a game changer. This is disruptive technology that's going to change the game in the acute care and the hospital system. And our customers confirm that. Next slide. And just, it's not just an improvement over what happens in the hospital. We're able to save money outside of the hospital. Folks don't have to store difficult tanks. Folks can move our product around the hospital much more easily. Folks can actually get patients out of the hospital in a much more quick and efficient way. So we think our innovation goes well beyond the clinical improvement of inhaled nitric oxide and into an entire system of care. Process improvement, system of care, cost reduction, those are some of the keys that this innovation of GenaSil DS has to offer the hospital community. Next slide. And we're not stopping here. Take a look at where we're going. If you look at where we are today, we're in the hospital on the left-hand side of that slide. But look to the future. We're looking to treat cystic fibrosis. We're looking to treat heart failure. We're currently treating COVID-19. We believe that this market, we've just begun this to use this marvelous drug in a whole series of conditions. I think as you get to the future, we're even looking at things like sleep apnea, high altitude illness. I mean, it's quite incredible. Nitric oxide has some unique clinical properties that haven't been fully explored, and we're going to invest in the science, the technology, and the patient care to really expand that market. We believe in the next 3 to 5 years, the marketplace won't be $1 billion, it'll be closer to $10 billion, and we'll be a market leader in that space, going from a tiny little company that was born on the beach in Florida into a multi-billion-dollar, fully integrated healthcare organization, literally in less than 5 years. Next slide. And here's the way that's going to look. And we need great engineers to make this dream happen. Today, 2020, we're on the left, but ultimately we're going to move to the right. It's not only going to be an integration of the treatment paradigm of inhaled nitric oxide, we're going to integrate data so clinicians can talk to patients, so patients can talk to caregivers. So when a patient doesn't take his med, we know it, or his or her med. When a patient isn't getting activity, we know it. And we can prompt an intervention before the patient has to go to the hospital. That's innovation. That's where we need the help of brilliant engineers. software engineers, mechanical engineers, process improvement engineers. That's why I'm here today, to share with you the vision of Vero Biotech, but also to encourage you to look us up and become part of that vision and part of our dream. Next slide. So here's really where the rubber meets the road. If you take a look, as I told you, we're focused here in Atlanta in Technology Circle, literally across the street from Georgia Tech. Today, I think we have close to 10 or 12 engineering employment opportunities that are available today. I will encourage you, and I'll share this with you. I have my colleague on the line, Tracy Gibson. She and I have been working together for over 20 years. We'll share with you an opportunity. If you're interested in learning more about Vero Biotech, and I truly hope you are, contact us. This is a list of some of the very specific partnering opportunities we might have. If you think you've got the skill set, the interest, the DNA, as we like to say, to become part of this exciting adventure, we'd love to hear from you. Next slide. And with that, I just want to thank you. I mean, this is really for us, NSBE has been really a partner. We're going to get to know you even better. Theo has been persistent and John has been a real partner. You guys have been great. It has been really an honor and a pleasure for me to work with this organization. We look to work with you more, and I want to thank them both for encouraging us to participate in this enormously valuable opportunity. So with that, I'll close, and Theo, if there are any questions, I'd be glad to take a few minutes and share our thoughts.
Sure. If there are any questions, you all can share them in the chat. We also have our HISIG director, Arthur Edge, has just shared the PDF that has the Vero jobs with hyperlinks to the website where you can apply. So go ahead and take advantage of that. And if there are questions for either Ray or Tracy, who's also in the chat, please share them at this time. We'll take a couple of moments for those questions, and then we'll actually break into our networking group. So are there questions for Ray or Tracy about what Vero is doing and how you as an engineer can be a part of it, or just curious about the technology and what challenges they're facing in that space? So I think I have a question.
I had a quick question for you. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
My question is, my name is Ronald McCullough, and I'm the HISIG Partnerships Lead. So my job is basically to create relationships between NSBE and the different biotech companies. My question is, I have a pretty diverse skill set of administration. So I was wondering if you guys were hiring for remote jobs or in the office jobs, because I'm in the Atlanta area and, paying attention to the presentation. I'm kind of interested in a company. You're probably thinking about doing a career change in the near future, maybe. So I was trying to see if do you guys go in the office still in Atlanta, or is it remote?
Ronald, that's a great question.
Opportunities.
No, Ronald, that's a great question. As we grow, we're going to more fully embrace a remote opportunity. And for some of our administrative and support functions, like Tracy is my partner in marketing, we will allow that to be remote. But quite frankly, for the near term, these opportunities are located in Atlanta. That's where the work is done. That's where the manufacturing and R&D site is. We're a believer of kind of working together with these teams intact and locally. And we found that having them on site and kind of getting a synergy and a cross-pollination really has worked for us. So for the short term, unfortunately, Ronald, it's going to be an Atlanta-based operation.
No, it's okay because I live in Atlanta.
Oh, better yet. Well, come on down and visit us, Ron.
Oh, okay. You guys are near Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
we're right across the street.
Georgia Tech.
We're
Okay,
literally next door to the Coca-Cola headquarters.
Area. Okay, I live in like the East Lake area, like close to downtown, like Glenwood and I-20. So
You're
it's
blocks
about
away.
It's about a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
Please,
okay,
honestly, Ronald, stay in touch with us. Maybe we, like I said, we could, if you're in our neighborhood, come on out. We'll I'll feed you at whatever 3 or 4 restaurants are still open down here.
Well,
Okay.
Ray, Ron is our partnership lead, as he mentioned, for HISIG, so he will definitely be in touch
Oh, okay.
over the next few weeks here as we move forward. So if there are not other questions or things, and if you don't feel like jumping on the microphone, you can drop your question in the chat as well. So I think that we have some breakout rooms being set up. And what I'd like to do, Ray and Tracy will still be available, but I'd like to encourage members of both the process improvement SIG, HISIG, and other members that have joined us today to really interact and collaborate and use this as an opportunity to try and learn more about what other engineers are doing and how you can help support those activities, and also to learn about the different companies that people are working for and with to make these partnerships real. So before we go into the breakout room, there was just one more question around out-of-pocket costs, Ray. So
Sure.
I wanted
Is that,
to,
yeah.
yeah, Alrichia, excuse me, Gore, wanted to know about out-of-pocket costs for people after the health insurance pays. So how is your care solution delivered, and how is it reimbursed within the hospital system?
Great question. Because most of our care base is hospital, the reimbursement is primarily through the DRG system, the diagnostic related group system. So it usually is bunched with whatever the treatment regimen is. So for example, our indication is primary pulmonary hypertension in the newborn. So all of our costs would be accumulated and by and large be reimbursed either through Medicare or Medicaid, or third-party reimbursement. So the out-of-pocket cost for the individual generally is very low, either their deductible or something less than that. So that's for the in-hospital based. When we get to the outpatient base, which is a few years away, we're gonna look at reimbursement opportunities so that we minimize that cost. We believe that the optimum treatment regimen should never be denied because of out-of-pocket costs. So for now, short-term, DRG-based full reimbursement within the hospital. Longer term, we'll look at an appropriate reimbursement approach that will minimize individual out-of-pocket. And Theo, I saw a question from another young professional about internships, and the simple answer is yes. We do offer internships. We're looking for folks on an ongoing basis. In fact, on the commercial side, I just hired a bright young person that's going to be. I'm going to work her real hard, as Tracy knows. But the simple answer is we get great opportunities. We've got some real smart folks here, and I see Keegan is back and the other team. It would just be a golden opportunity for us to share some of our knowledge, you to learn from some of the best and the brightest in the space, and then kind of get you sheep dipped, as we say, into the Vero culture, so you can kind of share the enthusiasm. So the simple answer is yes. Drop us an email. In particular, if you're in, like I said, the Atlanta area, we love it here. I'm a transplanted Yankee, and I've been here for 10 years, and I'm not going back. So I highly encourage folks to enjoy the sunny South and consider becoming part of the Vero family.
Awesome. Thank you, Ray. So if there aren't any other quick questions for the whole group, we are going to break into smaller groups. And so you should have an opportunity to join a breakout room popping up on your screen now. Go ahead and take that opportunity. And there are a couple of things that you can talk about just to start. Be sure to introduce yourself, what your interests are, and talk a little bit about some of the things that you gleaned from the presentations today. In addition to that, we're going to be playing a game. So I'll be coming around and playing just a short game with a couple of you all with questions that are generated from PISIG and HISIG and what we do and how we fit into our various industries. So with that, let's go ahead and join these breakout rooms and get the networking engaged. So thank you. Just a quick comment for the moderator. If you could add 2 co-hosts for John Thomas and Arthur Edge. I don't know if you can do that at this stage, but that way they.
Let me see if I can. Oh, they would have to come back into the main session, and then I could do it.
Okay, let me let him know that, and then I'll send them to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Mhm. John Thomas, you've been made co-host, so you can go to multiple breakout rooms.
Sorry, who's speaking?
This is the NSBE moderator.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And so how do I access breakout room number 1?
So if you look at the icon at the bottom that says breakout rooms, there you should be able to see it.
I see mute, stop video, security, participants, chat, share screen, pause, stop recording, and join breakout room under more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll click
join
that.
Breakout.
You have been assigned to breakout room 4. I seek to visit breakout room 1.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. You should be able to join any breakout room. And you don't see an option that looks like that?
Again, the options that I listed are the ones that are visible to me. So mute, stop video, security, participants, chat, share screen, pause, stop recording, reactions. Under more, it's join breakout room. And then it says you have been assigned to breakout room 4.
Okay, let me move you to
Number 1.
Unassigned.
Brother Hunter's come through. Your microphone's on mute.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was just coming back to the main room from one of the breakout rooms. But it looks like we have somebody else who just joined. Is it Leon?
Yes, I've assigned that person to a room. I don't think that they're clicking join room.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to be in here?
No, I've assigned you to a room. So look at the bottom, it'll let you know which room, and then you can just join that room. I've assigned you to breakout
room. Okay, I see that. Join breakout room 5. Got it. Thank you.
No
All right.
problem.
Yeah, you were successful. So I'll visit electronics now.
Okay.
So I similarly was going to ask if you could. Oh, you've already made me co-host. Okay, cool. So, okay, thanks. I'm good.
Alrighty.
Oh, maybe I'm not good. So if I want to join another breakout room, do you have to move me there?
I don't think so.
Or do you have to unassign me?
What breakout room were you trying to go to?
I was in breakout room 5, and I actually don't know who's in the other breakout rooms, but I was just going to.
So I think once, hold on.
Oh, I can see the breakout. Oh, no, I can't.
You can't? Oh, man.
I see breakout rooms, but it says that I've been assigned to breakout room 5. It doesn't show me all the rooms.
Okay, so let me move you to a different room and let's see if, because it just worked for him.
Or do I have to, I can leave the meeting and come back in. Maybe it'll reset my settings.
Maybe, but I am not totally sure. Because he didn't leave the breakout room, but he could float in between. And all I did was make him a co-host. Yeah, I guess we can try.
Okay, I'll try that. And then I see
Alrighty.
somebody in the lobby.
Yes, I've assigned Lyle, the person's in the waiting room, to a breakout room. She just needs to accept. Because you can assign to the breakout room from the lobby.
Oh, okay. Hey, Lyle, I think you've been assigned to a breakout room. You just need to accept and you'll move to that breakout.
So, Arthur, did you want to?
I'm gonna hop out and jump back in. Give me one second.
Oh, people are coming back into the main room.
Oh, okay. Are we coming back now?
So it looks like everyone is coming back in.
Everyone is?
It looks like it. I mean, I'm in the regular room and it's increasing in number. So I'm assuming everyone is coming back in.
Did you know which room Vero Biotech was in?
5 was one of
5.
them.
Okay.
I was in 5.
Okay.
I
Can
was
you
I
transfer
was in
me
the
over there quickly?
yeah, John. I was in the room with Ray. He was on the call for quite some time, and then he had to jump off. He had another meeting he needed to attend.
Okay. And how about Sandra?
That's where she was
Oh,
saying.
yeah, Sandra was there. Yeah.
I was in the room with Tracy, but now Theo's with Tracy.
Okay. Can you transfer me to Tracy's room?
It's room 5.
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
How's it going, Monique?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Hey, Alrisha, how are you?
Pretty good. Having troubles finding the mute button. Unmute.
Oh, yeah, it's the regular challenge.
Looks like you have like a doctor's coat on though.
Oh, really? Well, I'll let the NSBE Ghana team know. Hey, Georgette, good to see you again so soon.
Hi, Arthur. I'm on like 3 calls right now. It's ridiculous.
It's cool.
Well, now 2. So, how has everybody been enjoying convention virtually?
It's been an experience. It's been an experience.
Have you gotten a chance to step into any of the other workshops, Keegan and Shurkan?
No, I think this is our first workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, because we've been so swamped with our
summer program.
Yeah, and there's other like projects and stuff that we've been.
Yeah, we have our students doing overtime right now.
You have students doing overtime. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can pop in one of the other breakout rooms.
So I should drop for a work meeting, but hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day though.
Thanks for joining in on the call.
See you guys.
Where did everyone go?
So everyone is in
breakout?
breakout rooms. Yes.
We thought it was supposed to, I guess, end earlier than we expected.
Oh, okay. It looks like we've been assigned to, is this breakout room 3 or no? This is the main room?
This is the main room.
This is the main room.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, so you can go to the breakout room that you were assigned. You should look at the bottom icon that says breakout rooms, and then you will see which one you were assigned to.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Hi, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Oh, Ashley.
Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley, is it possible for us to shuffle the breakout rooms, shuffle the membership? Is that easy for you to do? Like who's in which room?
Let me see. Oh yeah, I can just like switch people one by one. It's not that many people, so I could do it.
Okay.
I know that there's like a button to automatically do it, but I would have to close all these breakout rooms and then like relaunch it. So I can just do it manually.
Yeah, if you want to flip maybe 2 to 3 per room into other rooms.
For sure.
I don't know how to do that without like, you're not fully randomizing it, and try to avoid flipping some of the co-hosts and stuff because they can move between rooms, and we kind of go from there. Dr. Jones, hello. Oh, she just went on mute.
Okay, I can do that now.
Okay, thank you. It's just me, you, and the moderator. We're gonna flip the rooms very quickly.
Hi, moderator.
Hi.
Ashley.
All right, so people should be getting their invitations now. Yes.
Yeah, and if you could put Dr. Jones in room 4 or 5, that
Okay. Dr. Jones, you should see that invitation.
All right, so folks will get invited to shift. Okay, well, I will join and then kind of go to a room that I wasn't in before, and we'll look to come back to the main meeting room in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 to 15 minutes. And then if you could shift the rooms again in about 5 minutes. So you can move the same people if you want, or you can move new people, but we'll shift it one more time before the end.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem.
All right.
Hi, Perry. You've been assigned to a breakout room. So if you look at the icon at the bottom of your screen where it says breakout rooms, you can go to the breakout room that you were assigned. You were assigned to breakout room number 5.
So Ashley, we can, so we did a couple of flips and then you did the flips, but at 4:40, we can bring everyone back into the main room and chat briefly, and then we'll probably conclude.
Okay,
from
sounds
there.
good.
Hey, Sandra.
Hi, Theo. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. I think it's better when the mic's on.
Better when the mic's on?
Yeah, I said, yeah, they did a wonderful job. I said, no, Theo, good job. You're just keeping it real chill. It's just the moderator on the call. Yeah, we were going around with some of the rooms, and I was kind of like, it's the same people. But I found some rooms with different people, so that was great.
Yep. There are a few different people, and I think Tierra is actually running the game in one of the rooms, and then kind of talking about that. And I actually didn't have the game ready to go, but I kind of wanted to play it in the larger group, and I wanted to know what you thought about that potentially before I go back into the breakout rooms and talk with folks.
If we have an opportunity to play a game with a larger group, because like I said, I don't have access to the game, and I think I have it on my phone.
Yeah, I sent the password out and the link, but I can. Oh, that was a good point. Arthur was asking about the survey. I don't know if I sent out the link for the survey. Let me pull that link and then I'll send it out.
Well, do you think you can get everyone in the room and paste it in the chat, and then everybody can do it from the chat?
Yeah, we can. Actually, that is a good point. So when we bring people back into this room, we can have the survey be the first part of this. So I'll do that. Looks like we have someone joining this space, but I'll shift to a breakout room very quickly. Well, actually, let me get that that survey ready to go, and then I'll shift to the breakout room.
Hello, Anne and Angelina. I have assigned you both to breakout rooms. So if you look at the bottom of your screen and click breakout rooms, you will see the 2 breakout rooms that you are assigned to. And you're assigned to breakout room 3. Angelina, you are assigned to breakout room 5. Hello, Christine. You have been assigned to breakout room number 2. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, you should see that invitation to join a breakout room. Hello, Esteban. You have been assigned to breakout room number 3. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, you will see that invitation.
Okay, so if you want to at 4:45 pull folks out, or maybe at 4:44, I guess that's in a minute or so. And then I guess I will share my screen for this.
Okay.
And then we can kind of talk through different things. I want to see, is it showing my full screen? Is it showing all of
Right now, no. Oh, wait, sorry.
Hold on, it's showing these, right? So,
including your tabs.
yeah, I want to hide that. Okay. All right. I think that's fine. So yeah, if you want to do that in the next couple of seconds in that room, breakout room.
It says all the breakout rooms will close in 31 seconds.
Cool. Thank you for moderating, Ashley. I appreciate it.
No problem.
So welcome back, everyone. Thank you and welcome. Very quickly, I first wanted to thank all of our presenters and participants for joining us. There is a survey link in the chat that I'd like everyone to fill out. It's basically a survey from the Healthcare Innovation SIG to gather more information about this event and also about what your future interests might be in working with HISIG. And I know that there are several people here from HISIG as well. So if there is a similar survey or document that you all would like to share, please feel free to do that and I can direct folks there. But I wanted to take a moment to play a quick round of Jeopardy if folks want to do that. I know we were doing that in other rooms, so the questions are exactly the same. And maybe you can just answer them even faster this time as we go through this. So I'm not going to have any teams. I'll start this process and let's see if I can. Yeah, so we'll go here. And we have categories of process improvement and healthcare innovation. So it's very similar to Jeopardy. You can type in the chat which section and dollar value or point value you'd like me to select. And I guess if you want to answer, just hit the raise hand and we can call on you and allow you to answer the question. And so we'll do that for a moment here, and then in 10 minutes or so, we'll let you know what's next for HISIG and also if HISIG wants to let folks know what's going on next at convention for them. So anyone, we have a couple of things in the chat. So yes, you do have to answer in the form of a question, Arthur, as Tierra stated. So your answer should be what is or who is or something of that nature. So any category choices? If not, I will just pick one. So for the process improvement SIG, the answer is elimination of waste. Does anyone have an idea of what the correct question might be for this elimination of waste? All right, so I have what is lean? Any other responses?
I think Perry was waving his hand.
Oh. Yeah, he said, what is lean? If you want to jump on the mic and also.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah. So I can reveal this, and the answer is what is the main focus of any continuous improvement project. So lean is.
Put that in the chat.
Lean is also correct, I believe, in my opinion, but you'd have to ask Monique. She put together this question. So let's jump into another process improvement question. So the answer is variability, precision, and accuracy are all related to this process improvement methodology. Any takers? So we've got one answer. It is the correct answer. What is Six Sigma? I guess I have a question for the group. How many people, either by a show of hands or if you want to jump on, are familiar with Six Sigma and use it in their daily work or within their industry? A lot of folks. A lot of folks. So that should tell folks that are looking to get into this industry that being familiar with Six Sigma might be a critical step in being successful here. So let's look at healthcare innovation. We talked a little bit about this, but over $3.65 trillion were spent in 2018. And the what is the question there? Any takers? No, yes. I can't see the hands, sorry. What is my dream bank account? Yes, Arthur, correct, correct. All right. How much is spent on US healthcare? Absolutely correct. It is, that is the truth. So very good. I think that was Orlando who answered that question, so thank you. Let's go to 500. Let's see what the more challenging question was for the healthcare innovation SIG. So this biological compound was first marketed in 1982 for the treatment of pancreatic disorders. Any guesses on what that biological compound might be? Yes, yes, Janice and Georgette, that is correct. What is human insulin? So it's one of the first, or I guess one of the first biological compounds for the treatment of pancreatic disorders that was marketed in the States here. All right. So I think it's 4:50 Eastern time. I wanted to be respectful of everyone's time and also make sure that we covered a couple of housekeeping items. So with that, I want to let folks know that you can catch up with the HISIG members in a couple of other programs. So we have the Biomedical Engineering Society joining us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. For the healthcare industry and academia research collaborations, we'll have a couple of very prestigious guests that have experience in tech transfer and clinical research, as well as advanced technology work. So these are folks that you definitely want to hear from, and they're going to be talking about how members of academia can interface more readily with industry. So if you're in industry or know folks in academia, please invite them to this discussion. More details can be found in the Entrada agenda. And you can also, as always, email us at healthcaresig@nsbe.org if you have any direct questions. And then next, drones in healthcare. Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will have 2 engineers and an operations lead from Ghana joining us from Zipline. Zipline provides healthcare-based services and delivery services for healthcare products in remote regions all over the world and in the United States. So we will be hearing more about that Saturday afternoon. And then I'd like to do 2 things at this point. First, I saw that Brian originally worked on human insulin. So I have a quick question if he wants to share 2 minutes of his work with human insulin and how he got started in that. And then for HISIG, if you all want to highlight some of the different programs that you have going on tomorrow, or things that you'd like people to join in with throughout the year.
All right, so my actual first internship was actually working on duloxetine, which is Cymbalta, out of college. But my first full-time job was actually being a quality representative in the at Eli Lilly as a quality rep. And that job was basically responsible for reviewing manufacturing records as insulin was being produced in that facility, and basically being the final quality sign-off for the release of that medicine into the market. So to make sure that all the testing, all the different requirements for that product met code, and then it was released out to the market. So we were to sign off before they could actually ship the material to the different distributors to put out in the market.
Very cool. So is there any exciting or super challenging things that happen during that? I might imagine, given the size and scale of that production line.
Yeah, actually, the main thing that happened was the year before I started, Eli Lilly was issued a 483 letter from the FDA, basically saying, "Hey, you need to get your shop in order, or we'll come in and actually take over." So we had huge backlog of product that had been just sitting in the facility, that we had worked weekends and hired new people to actually work through the batch records to actually get a lot of medicine that was just sitting on the shelf released out to the market. So it was a very interesting time.
Yeah, it sounds pretty fascinating. Any advice for people dealing with similar circumstances, or how to navigate those kind of challenges?
So one thing is level setting, because basically coming in, there was not really a training process. So actually going out, meeting new people, understanding what they do, how they play a role in what job you have, and if you're in a pharmaceutical environment that has a production floor, go out to the floor, talk to the people, get to know what they do, how they do it, because they are as knowledgeable as the people with PhDs in the room, because they deal with that process every day. They will tell you things that you never knew were possible, and help you find solutions to things that you never knew were problems. So.
Well, thank you, Brian. That was a wealth of information. So folks, please take heed. And you can find Brian with the Process Improvement SIG. I believe you're executive director?
No, I'm the advisor.
Executive advisor, yeah.
So similar to John, I was one of the founders of the actual Process Improvement SIG.
Nice. So with that, are there other things from the Process Improvement SIG? I believe Monique is still in here, that you all wanted to share for the convention that folks could check out?
Sure. Tomorrow, we have our Data Science for All DS4A Empowerment Introduction. And then we have also tomorrow is our Practical Process Improvement talk with Diamond Williams, our Deputy Director. And let's see, Brian, anything else to add for that?
No, I think that's it. Actually the DS4A was going on at the same time that this workshop was going on, but I think I shared with one of the ladies that was in the group.
No, that was leveraging analytics, Brian.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. So DS4, the
starts after this one.
Yeah, you're right. So it's directly after this event, and that is actually providing free data analytics training they're looking at trying to train 22,000 people. So they're offering free training, but there's a pre-qualification of a mathematic assessment and the application that you have to go through to get into that program. So they're doing the introduction directly after this.
Okay, and folks can find that in the agenda under, what was the title again?
DS4A, so Data Science for All.
All right. So definitely check that out. Check out the other programs that Monique mentioned and things that are going on with HISIG tomorrow with drones in healthcare and the academia and industry panel. So with that, if there are no other questions from the audience or things that folks want to talk about, I really appreciate the collaboration with HISIG. Thank you all so much for joining us, and thankful to Vero Biotech for sponsoring this, and the Optronics folks for joining us as well, and everyone else that took the time to stop by. So really appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a great afternoon at convention.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good afternoon.
Arthur.